Welcome back to Inside Eastern Utah. We are here now with Megan Marshall, and we're super excited to have Megan. She's got some new things happening. Most of us in the county know her probably from her work at Sutherland's.
Yes.
You were with Sutherland's for lots of years.
Yeah, almost 13.
Yeah, and now, Megan, you are acting as the COO of the Tony Basso Group.
That's right.
A little change.
That's right. Just
Yeah.
a little bit of a change. Megan, you were born and raised were you born here? You were raised in Carbon County.
Here.
So
yeah, I am a transplant, but I've been here since I was about 12.
Okay.
That counts.
So that's right. You're
We'll accept you.
Yes, definitely a local girl. You also were very instrumental in founding the Boys and Girls Club here in Carbon County. So very involved in lots of committees and groups. You have organized the parade for a lot of years, and I heard you're going to continue doing that.
In all her spare time,
exactly.
helping Tony out, huh?
Yes. Yeah, he's been very supportive of all of the volunteering that I do, and said absolutely whatever you need to do to continue improving the community. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is great.
So speaking of improving the community, that's his whole focus as well, and part of what your role is going to be by and large. Tell us a bit about what you're going to be doing for the Tony Basso Group and what its vision is for the future.
Well, we've got big plans, and as you may know, I had recently accepted a position in Salt Lake, so I worked up there for a little while, but when Tony found out about that, he brought me back. And one of the arguments was how much he's going to do for the community, and so our first focus is opening a fun center this coming spring.
That's so exciting.
That's gonna be
I know.
awesome.
So what is that going to be like? What is the Fun Center going to entail, and what demographic are you targeting with that?
We really just are trying to focus on kids right now, and
I
so
love it.
we're going to have activities there for all ages, and we're still in the planning and development stage as to how much we can fit in that building on Highway 10, but we're going to squeeze as much as we can. We've already got a go-kart track in development.
And adults do fit in the
Adult-sized
go-karts. I asked before this because I wanted to know if I could go.
Yes.
That's right, and they've been test-driven extensively.
Tony and Megan, that's how they spend their days. But
It's our brainstorming session, right there, just drive around the parking lot.
we'll allow it.
So yes, we're going to have a room for birthday parties. We'll have events there. We'll have climbing wall and concessions and a couple of arcade games. But we're really focusing on getting physical. And,
Awesome.
And so a lot of the activities we're looking at are get up and moving kind of activities.
And really family friendly. The whole family can get involved and spend a
Absolutely.
day or a couple hours.
We're trying to do an indoor play place for the little kids, including a toddler area.
Oh, nice.
And we're setting up the seating to where families and parents can sit and observe the entire space. And what Tony's most excited about, of course, aside from the go-karts, is it's also going to be a classic car museum inside, so that you can see some really beautiful cars. And so it's just going to be a fantastic facility.
If Tony's doing it, the car's got to be there somewhere, right?
Always have to have the cars involved, so it's going to be great.
So that's the fun center, but there's going to be an adventure center as well. What's that? Tell us.
So in addition to really just hunkering down and focusing on kids of the area, because that's obvious why we need to do that. Tony is really trying to push for increase of tourism. And so he's recently bought the Log Palace, and we're going to open an adventure center out of there. And what an adventure center means to us is kind of a booking hub where you can book vacation packages. You can book, we're going to rent four-wheelers, rent side-by-sides, jet skis, and tours, horseback tours and walking tours and bike tours, to where we want to work in conjunction with existing programs.
I was just going to say, that's going to be so great for businesses that are already here to partner with you guys on that.
Exactly, and that's all we're doing is giving another outlet to book those things at, and just keep it all in one spot.
And that location is just ideal, right there off the highway. And I mean, it's very centrally located, because you go any direction in Carbon or Emery counties, there's something to do, and there's someone offering to take you there and show you around.
That's exactly right. We've got so many talented people here, and we're putting together a focus group of community members that we can get people that are much smarter than I am in one room, so we can get their feedback and what we can do and how we can do it. And there's even talk of a zip line.
Oh, fun.
I am a zip lines fan.
Yeah,
I
me
would
too.
love that.
So that's what we're working on, and we're going to renovate the Log Palace. We want to keep its original look with the logs. We're having them refinished and just kind of give it a facelift. But there's the historic trestle wood that's inside, and we're going to preserve that and really advertise it. And so it's just a lot of big plans. It's a huge facility, and it's going to be fantastic.
That's exciting.
That is super exciting. So when can the community expect for both of these things to be open, up and running?
Up and running. We're very ambitious. We're very ambitious. He's already got me hitting the ground running, and so spring, this coming spring, is when we anticipate having them both.
Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
he didn't give you any slack, huh? He brought you back, and he's like, "Here, let's do this, and let's get going."
That's right.
So tell us a bit about, Tony obviously has his hands in many businesses. A lot of them have been out of the area, but he's really refining his focus and bringing it back to Castle Country. Can you tell us a bit about his vision and what he's expecting for this area?
Absolutely. He has sold several businesses that he had outside of the area, as well as several properties, so that he can reinvest and really focus on Carbon and Emery County, because he loves it here. He loves it here, and I do too, and that's why we are on the same wavelength when it comes to stuff like that. And so we're focusing down, we're hunkering down. I don't think a lot of people realize how many businesses he owns in the area, how many properties, rental properties, things like that. And so part of our directive is to kind of rebrand the Tony Basso Group and showing the community that we really do love it here, that he chooses to be here, that he chooses to have these companies here. And the dealership, of course, Tony Basso GM, that's the hub, that's the heart. But with that, as successful as they are, he can branch out and do all these other things, the Main Street Grill, the Tuscan Event Center, the vault that's inside the Tuscan. We're talking about doing a restaurant, a company-owned restaurant inside the Tuscan. We're working on that now as well. And storage units, and it just goes on and on and on.
I was going to say our list
if you look at heytony.com, just keep it simple. That's got a list of all of our existing companies as well as what's coming up next, and that's the best way to stay informed. But by rebranding the Tony Basso Group, our new slogan is Tony Basso Companies, building Castle Country from within.
I love it.
He's been here.
I was just going to say, and that is Tony. That is so him. That is what he's done. He's been such a staple in the community, and huge supporter of any group that needs a little support. Or
so much.
He does. He's so giving, and we are very fortunate that he does love Castle Country. So we've all probably been on the receiving end in some way, either with some group our children have been involved in or something that we've been involved in. We've all benefited from him being in the community and having his businesses here. So.
And so innovative. He has so many ideas for the next thing. What else can I do for the community? So that's why he needs you to put all those plans into motion and keep them rolling.
You've got your work cut out for you, keeping him reined in and focused, I think.
And that was his job description, was keep me focused, keep me organized so that we can accomplish these things. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got so many. I mean, that's just the first two. You know, and we're going to give some more attention to a hotel in Helper. And we're looking at lodging here in Price. And
you know, Helper's really booming now. They have so much
exciting.
going on, and because I think tourism here is just growing, and anything we can do to aid it is certainly going to help our area.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's exactly how we feel, and that's why the Adventure Center is going to be a huge part of that, is marketing outside of the area and bringing people in.
Bringing those dollars in, too.
Perfect.
Yes. Everybody loves that part.
Yes, of course. Well, it sounds like great things coming up, and we're excited to follow the process.
Absolutely.
And see this.
You have to come back and keep us updated on a regular basis.
I will. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And look out, you guys. There is super exciting stuff coming. And something for the whole family. It's just going to be great, I think.
That's right. That's right. And we always welcome input. So if you've got any ideas, if you've got any input, feel free to go to heytony.com and drop us a line. I read them all the time.
Perfect.
Great. Well, thanks so much again, Megan. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and thank you for joining another episode of Inside Eastern Utah. We will be back later this week with more that's happening in our area.